Thank you for coming today, Mr. Harrison. I know this is a difficult time for your family.
Difficult doesn't even begin to describe it. My father just passed away, and already my siblings are fighting like vultures over his estate.
That's exactly why your father hired me to handle this matter. He anticipated there might be tensions.
Tensions. My sister hasn't spoken to me in 3 years, and my brother thinks he deserves everything because he stayed in the family business.
Well, your father's will might surprise all of you. He made some very specific arrangements.
What kind of arrangements? Just tell me straight. Did he leave me anything substantial or not?
I cannot discuss the details until all beneficiaries are present. That's the protocol we must follow.
Protocol? We're talking about my father's legacy here, not some corporate transaction.
I understand your frustration, but your father insisted on this procedure. Everyone must hear the will together.
When is this reading scheduled? I have business commitments in Singapore next week.
Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, your father requested that no one be absent, regardless of their circumstances.
Tomorrow? That's impossible. I need time to prepare, to think about what I'm going to say to them.
Your father believed that immediate resolution would prevent prolonged conflict. He knew your family well.
He knew us, but did he really understand what his decisions would do to us?
Perhaps that's something you'll discover tomorrow. I suggest you come with an open mind.
An open mind? After everything that's happened between us? You're asking for a miracle.
Sometimes families need miracles. Your father certainly believed in the possibility of reconciliation.
Then he was more optimistic than any of us. I'll be there tomorrow, but I'm not promising anything.
That's all I ask. And, Mr. Harrison, try to remember that you all loved the same man.
That's the problem. We all loved him differently, and now we'll pay the price for it.
I can't believe Dad's really gone. Every time I walk into that empty house, I expect to hear his voice.
I know. The silence is deafening, but we need to talk about tomorrow's meeting with the lawyer.
Do we have to? Can't we just grieve in peace without thinking about money and property?
Unfortunately, Claire, the world doesn't stop because we're heartbroken. Dad left instructions, and we must respect them.
Instructions. Always instructions with him. Even in death, he's controlling everything from beyond the grave.
That's not fair. He was trying to protect us, to make sure we'd be taken care of.
Protected? Is that what you call it? He never supported my art career, never believed in what I was doing.
He supported you in his own way. Remember when he secretly bought 3 of your paintings at that gallery?
Wait, what? Dad bought my paintings? Which ones? Why didn't anyone tell me this?
He made me promise not to tell. He didn't want you to think he was pitying you or interfering.
I don't understand. If he cared, why was he always so critical, so distant about my choices?
Because he was terrified you'd struggle like he did when he was young. He wanted security for you.
So all those arguments, those painful conversations, he was just worried? I thought he disapproved completely.
Dad wasn't good with emotions. He showed love through actions, not words. That's why this will matters.
What do you mean? Do you know something about what he left us?
No, but I know Dad. Whatever he decided, there's a reason behind it, a lesson he wants us to learn.
I'm scared, Marcus. What if this inheritance tears us apart forever? What if we can't come back from it?
Then we fight for each other, not against each other. That's what Dad would want us to do.
Promise me something. No matter what happens tomorrow, we stay connected. You and me.
I promise. We're siblings before we're heirs. Nothing changes that fundamental truth.
I hope you're right. I really, really hope you're right about this.
Have faith, Claire. Dad always said that hope was the last thing we should ever lose.
I didn't expect to see you here, Monica. You and Dad divorced 15 years ago.
Your father asked me to attend. The lawyer contacted me specifically. It was his final wish.
His final wish? That's rich. You left him when his business was failing. Why would he include you now?
The divorce was complicated, Richard. You were young and you didn't understand everything that was happening.
I understood perfectly. I watched him work himself to exhaustion trying to save everything while you walked away.
Is that what he told you? That I simply abandoned ship when things got difficult?
He didn't have to tell me anything. I was there. I saw the pain in his eyes every single day.
Your father and I had problems that had nothing to do with money. We grew apart years before the business troubles.
Convenient excuse. Now that he's successful again, you suddenly show up for the will reading.
I'm here because he invited me, not because I want anything. I have my own career, my own life.
Then why come? Why insert yourself into this family situation after all these years?
Because your father called me 3 months ago. He said he needed to make peace before he died.
He knew? He knew he was dying and didn't tell us? How could he keep that secret?
He wanted to protect you children. He didn't want your last months together overshadowed by grief and fear.
So he told you instead? His ex-wife gets the truth, but his own children are left in the dark?
I was his friend, Richard. After the anger faded, we found a different kind of relationship, one based on honesty.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Everything I thought I knew about Dad seems like a lie now.
He loved you more than anything in this world. Whatever choices he made, that love was always the foundation.
If he loved us so much, why all this mystery? Why not just be straightforward about his wishes?
Maybe because he wanted you to discover something about yourselves in the process. That was always his teaching style.
Teaching? We're not children anymore. We don't need life lessons disguised as inheritance games.
Don't we? Look at how divided you all are. Maybe that's exactly what he was addressing with this will.
Marcus, dear, I'm so sorry about your father. He was such a wonderful neighbor for 30 years.
Thank you, Mrs. Potterson. He always spoke highly of you, said you made the best apple pie in the state.
Oh, he was too kind. I brought him one every Sunday after your mother left. He seemed so lonely.
I didn't know that. We should have visited more often, but everyone was so busy with their own lives.
Don't blame yourself. Your father understood. He used to sit on his porch and tell me about your accomplishments.
Really? What kinds of things did he say? He wasn't very expressive when we talked directly.
He was bursting with pride. Your publications, Claire's art shows, Richard's business success. He followed everything closely.
Then why couldn't he just tell us? Why did he keep his feelings so guarded all the time?
Some men from his generation learned to hide their emotions. They thought strength meant silence.
It's frustrating. We could have had such deeper conversations if he'd just opened up to us.
He did open up, just not in ways you expected. Actions spoke for him when words failed.
Mrs. Powderson, did he ever mention his will? What he planned to do with his estate?
Not the details, but he did say something interesting about 3 months ago during our Sunday chat.
What did he say? Anything that might help us understand what's coming tomorrow?
He said, "Patricia, I'm giving my children the greatest gift I can, the truth about what really matters."
The truth about what matters? That's so cryptic. What could he have meant by that?
I asked him the same question. He just smiled and said, "They'll understand when they stop fighting."
Stop fighting? We've been fighting for years. Over politics, over his business decisions, over family holidays.
Exactly. Maybe that's the point. Perhaps he structured things to force you all to communicate, to reconcile.
That would be just like him. creating a situation where we have to work together or lose something valuable.
Your father was wise. Unconventional, certainly, but wise. He saw the bigger picture that you children missed.
Miss Harrison, I'm glad I caught you before tomorrow's reading. We need to discuss some financial realities.
Financial realities? That sounds ominous. Is something wrong with Dad's estate?
Not wrong exactly, but complicated. Your father made some unusual arrangements in his final year.
Unusual how? Please don't tell me he gambled everything away or got scammed by some scheme.
Nothing like that. He liquidated several assets and reorganized his holdings in very specific ways.
I don't understand finance the way Richard does. Can you explain this in simpler terms?
He divided everything into 3 equal parts, but each part comes with conditions, requirements you must fulfill.
Requirements? Like what? We have to pass some kind of test to get our inheritance?
Something like that. Each of you has different conditions based on what your father felt you needed to learn.
This is insane. Why couldn't he just leave us the money and trust us to be responsible adults?
Because he believed that easy money wouldn't help you grow. He wanted to challenge you one final time.
Challenge us? We're grieving. This is the worst possible time for Dad's elaborate life lessons.
I understand your frustration, but I've managed his finances for 20 years. This is the most thoughtful thing he's ever done.
Thoughtful? It feels manipulative, like he's controlling us even from beyond the grave.
Or perhaps he's guiding you toward becoming the people he always knew you could be.
What if we can't meet these conditions? What if we fail whatever test he's set up for us?
Then the money goes to charity, and you'll have missed the real inheritance he wanted to give you.
The real inheritance? You mean there's something more important than the money itself?
Much more important. Your father understood that wealth without wisdom is just numbers in an account.
Can you give me any hint about my specific condition? Anything to prepare me mentally?
I cannot. The lawyer has strict instructions, but I will say this. It involves your art career.
My art? Dad never supported my art. He thought it was a waste of time and talent.
That's not true at all. He invested $30,000 in your career over the past 5 years.
What? 30,000? Where did that money come from? I never received anything from him.
Anonymous gallery purchases, grant funding he secretly sponsored, competition entry fees he paid for, all untraceable back to him.
I can't believe this. All this time, I thought I was succeeding on my own merit alone.
You were. He simply made sure you had the opportunities to showcase your genuine talent.
Mr. Harrison, I need you to understand something critical before tomorrow. This will is legally binding and carefully constructed.
Are you warning me not to contest it? Because I'll do whatever's necessary to protect my interests.
I'm warning you that contesting will trigger a clause that redistributes everything. Your father anticipated legal challenges.
Of course he did. Always 3 steps ahead, planning for every possible outcome like it was a chess game.
He was protecting all of you from destructive conflict. The clause ensures cooperation instead of litigation.
Cooperation? With people who haven't agreed on anything in years? That's an impossible requirement.
Is it? Or have you all simply forgotten how to communicate without attacking each other?
You don't know my family. You don't understand the resentments that have built up over decades.
I know that your father believed reconciliation was possible. He wouldn't have structured this will otherwise.
Reconciliation. Everyone keeps using that word like it's some magical solution. It's not that simple.
Nothing worthwhile is simple, but your father left you a roadmap if you're willing to follow it.
What kind of roadmap? What exactly did he write into this mysterious will?
Tomorrow you'll learn everything. For now, I'm asking you to come with an open heart, not just an open hand.
My heart has been closed for a long time. I'm not sure I remember how to open it anymore.
Then perhaps that's exactly what your father is trying to teach you, how to feel again, how to trust again.
And if I can't, if I'm too damaged, too angry to learn whatever lesson he's prepared,
Then you'll lose more than money. You'll lose the chance to honor your father's memory properly.
that's emotional manipulation. You're trying to guilt me into accepting whatever ridiculous terms he set.
I'm trying to help you see beyond your immediate anger to the larger purpose he had in mind.
The larger purpose. Does everyone in this situation speak in cryptic phrases, or is it just you lawyers?
Clear answers come tomorrow. Until then, I suggest you reflect on what really matters to you.
What matters is fairness. I worked in his business for 15 years while my siblings pursued their passions.
And he acknowledged that. But fairness isn't always equal financial distribution. Sometimes it's about equal opportunity for growth.
Monica, can we talk privately? I have questions about Dad that no one else can answer honestly.
Of course, Marcus. You were always the one who sought understanding rather than just reacting emotionally.
Why did you and Dad really divorce? The official story never made sense to me, even as a teenager.
We loved each other, but we wanted fundamentally different things from life. I needed freedom. He needed stability.
That's still vague. Can you be more specific? What kind of freedom were you seeking?
I wanted to travel, to experience different cultures, to not be tied to one place forever.
And Dad wanted roots, permanence, family traditions. I can see how that would create impossible tension.
Exactly. Neither of us was wrong. We were just incompatible in that fundamental way. No one's fault.
But you stayed friends afterward. How did you manage that when most divorced couples can barely speak?
We made a conscious choice. We decided that our history together deserved respect, not bitterness.
I wish Richard and Claire could hear this. They think every ending has to be hostile and painful.
They're hurt. When your father succeeded after I left, they interpreted it as proof I'd been holding him back.
Were you holding him back, I mean? Is there any truth to that interpretation?
Possibly. My restlessness might have made him feel insecure about investing in long-term business plans.
So the divorce actually freed him to take risks. That's an uncomfortable truth for everyone.
Life rarely fits into simple narratives of victim and villain. Most situations are far more nuanced.
Monica, do you know what's in the will? Did Dad tell you his plans during those conversations?
He told me the philosophy behind it, not the specific details. He wanted to heal the fractures.
Heal fractures by forcing us to work together? That seems risky. What if it backfires completely?
Your father understood risk better than anyone. He wouldn't gamble with his children's relationships without good reason.
I hope you're right. Tomorrow could either bring us together or destroy us permanently.
Have faith in what he built, not just his wealth, but the foundation of love he established years ago.
That foundation feels pretty shaky right now. I'm not sure it can support what's coming.
Then you'll rebuild it. That's what families do. They break, they repair, they grow stronger in the broken places. I can't sleep. I keep imagining worst-case scenarios about tomorrow. What if everything falls apart?
Miss Harrison, I've seen your father's planning. He considered every possibility. You're more prepared than you think.
But what if the conditions are impossible? What if I'm not strong enough to do whatever he's asking?
Your father knew your strengths better than you know them yourself. He wouldn't set impossible tasks.
How can you be so sure? I've disappointed him so many times with my impractical career choice.
He never viewed your art as impractical. He saw it as essential, as the most honest expression of who you are.
Then why all the arguments? Why the constant pressure to get a real job and stop dreaming?
Because he was terrified you'd struggle financially the way he did in his 20s. Fear masqueraded as criticism.
I never knew he struggled. He always seemed so confident, so certain about every decision he made.
He was homeless for 6 months when he was 24, slept in his car while working 3 jobs.
What? Homeless? Why didn't he ever tell us these stories? They would have helped us understand him better.
Pride, shame, the belief that parents should appear infallible to their children. It was his generation's way.
So when he criticized my art career, he was really just reliving his own trauma about financial insecurity.
Essentially, yes. Every harsh word came from a place of love twisted by fear. He never wanted you to suffer.
This changes everything. I've been carrying around so much resentment, so much anger about his lack of support.
And tomorrow you'll understand even more. The conditions in his will address exactly these misconceptions.
Can you at least tell me if my condition is something I can actually accomplish? Just a yes or no.
Yes, absolutely yes. It's challenging, but entirely within your capabilities. He believed in you completely.
Why does hearing that make me want to cry? I thought I was past needing his approval.
We never outgrow needing our parents' approval. We just learn to find validation in other places too.
What if I fail anyway? What if I can't overcome my own limitations and let him down one final time?
Then you'll have tried, and that's what he really wanted. The effort matters more than the perfect outcome.
I wish he were here to tell me this himself. I have so many questions, so many things I needed to say.
He knew that. The will is his way of having those conversations he couldn't have while alive.
A will as a conversation. That's such a strange but somehow beautiful concept when you phrase it that way.
Your father was an unusual man. Brilliant, complicated, deeply loving in his own peculiar fashion. Mrs. Patterson, I need advice. You knew my father better than almost anyone. What should I do tomorrow?
Listen, Richard. Really listen instead of planning your response while others are speaking. That's the first step.
That's it? Just listen? That seems too simple to solve years of family dysfunction and resentment.
Simple doesn't mean easy. Listening requires humility, and humility has never been your strongest quality, dear.
You're right. I always assume I know best because I'm the oldest, because I worked the hardest.
You did work hard. Your father was enormously proud of your business acumen and your dedication.
He had a funny way of showing it. Every conversation turned into criticism about my management style.
Because he saw his own mistakes reflected in your choices. He was trying to save you from painful lessons.
What mistakes? His business became incredibly successful. Everyone thinks he was a genius entrepreneur.
Success isn't measured only in profit margins. He sacrificed relationships for financial achievement. Deep regrets haunted him.
Are you saying he regretted building the company? That everything he worked for was somehow meaningless?
Not meaningless, but incomplete. Wealth without family connection left him lonely despite his material comfort.
Is that why he kept pushing us to reconcile? Why he orchestrated these forced family dinners that always exploded?
He was clumsy, yes, but his intention was beautiful. He wanted you to have what he'd lost, genuine relationships.
I've been so angry at him for so long. Angry that he didn't understand me, didn't appreciate my choices.
And he was angry at himself for not knowing how to reach you. Pride prevented both of you from bridging that gap.
Tomorrow I have to face my siblings, people I've barely spoken to except through lawyers and terse text messages.
Tomorrow, you have the opportunity to choose differently, to honor your father by doing what he couldn't do.
Which is what, exactly?
Wave a magic wand and erase years of hurt feelings and bitter arguments?
No, simply be honest about your own pain instead of attacking others for theirs. Vulnerability creates connection.
I don't know how to be vulnerable. I've spent my entire adult life building walls and protecting myself.
Then let tomorrow be the day you start learning. Your father's final gift is this opportunity for transformation.
You really believe that? That this complicated will isn't manipulation, but rather some kind of healing mechanism?
I know it. He spent months planning every detail with the lawyer. This was an act of profound love.
Marcus, I'm calling because you seem like the most level-headed family member. We need to discuss tomorrow's logistics.
Thank you. I've been trying to prepare everyone mentally, but emotions are running extremely high right now.
Understandably so. I want to warn you that the will reading might take several hours. It's a complex document.
Several hours? What could possibly require that much time? Just read the distribution and let us process privately.
Your father included personal letters to each of you, video recordings, and detailed explanations of his decisions.
Video recordings? He knew he was dying and recorded messages for us? Why didn't he just talk to us directly?
He wanted to, but he was afraid emotions would derail the conversations he needed to have with each of you.
So instead, he controlled the narrative from beyond death. Typical dad, always orchestrating everything perfectly.
Or perhaps he wanted to give you his truth without interruption, without the defensiveness that live conversations triggered.
That's a generous interpretation. I suppose we'll discover his real motivations tomorrow when everything's revealed.
I need you to help manage the situation if tensions escalate. Can you commit to being a mediating presence?
I'll try, but I'm not a miracle worker. Richard and Claire have decades of unresolved issues between them.
Your father believed you could help them see past their anger. He specifically mentioned your diplomatic skills.
He talked about me to you? What else did he say about his children during your consultations?
That each of you possessed pieces of his personality. Together, you formed a complete picture of who he was.
Together. That's the key word, isn't it? Whatever he's planned requires us to actually function as a unit.
Precisely. The conditions cannot be met individually. They require collaboration, communication, and compromise.
So we either work together or we all lose. That's quite the incentive for cooperation he's created.
It's more than incentive. It's a framework for healing relationships that have deteriorated over many years.
You sound like you genuinely believe this will work, that we'll magically overcome our differences through forced cooperation.
Not magically, painfully, slowly, with many setbacks. But your father planted seeds. Whether they grow depends on you.
No pressure, right? Just save the family and honor Dad's memory while navigating a minefield of resentments.
You're the only one who seems to understand that this inheritance isn't really about money at all.
It never was. Dad was always teaching us something, always pushing us toward uncomfortable growth.
Then you understand his final lesson. The greatest inheritance he could leave isn't wealth, but reconciliation.
I understand. Whether Richard and Claire will understand remains to be seen. Tomorrow will reveal everything.